Hey, fourth grade, happy Monday. Welcome back. So, today's lesson, we're going to be continuing to talk about sound, and we're going to be now looking at how the pitch is affected by the sound. So, let's take a look. So, we've been trying to figure out how can we tell one sound from another, and we've come up with two key concepts so far. So, when sound waves have different amplitudes, we hear sounds with different volumes. So, we know the higher amplitude has a louder volume, while then the smaller amplitudes have a softer volume. When sound waves have different wavelengths, we hear sounds with different pitches. So we did this on Friday. When we have really the wavelengths are smaller, we have a higher sound. But when we have our wavelengths are further apart, we have a lower sound. Remember? So let's continue. You can pause me here. We have these vocabulary words already. We don't have any new ones for today. So if you need to copy these down, please do so. You can pause me now. So we're going to actually be going into two different sorting tools in Amplify today. If you want to follow along, understand I went through Clever. I clicked Amplify Curriculum. When I got there, mine looks a little different than yours. I went into Student Apps of the 3.3 volume, and we'll be doing 3.3 pitch. So if we look at volume, and bring this down a little bit, move myself up. So we have two columns, loud sound and quiet sound. So I'm looking down here, which of these shows a loud sound? I know the volume. This is loud. Not only does it say high volume level, it has this thing all the way up, while this one has a low volume level. Now let's look at the waves. Which one is showing the highest level loud sound? Well, I know that this has a high amplitude. This has a low amplitude. So I know a high amplitude has a high volume, while a low amplitude has a low volume. Cool. Let's take a look at 3.3. So if I look at 3.3, I have a low pitch and I have a high pitch. So I know that a whistle has a high pitch. So I'm going to put the flute that has a whistle sound under the high pitch, and I know that a double bass has a low pitch. So look at these, they both have very high amplitudes, but when I have a high amplitude, they're both high. Now we have to start looking at the wavelengths to then to determine which one has the high pitch and which one has the low pitch. So if I remember from on Friday when we talked about this, that the closer together the wavelengths are, these ones are closer together. It has a higher sound, while in this one, it has the wavelength is further apart, so it has a lower sound. Cool. So you can do that yourself as well, but remember here that we have the wavelength is the distance between the two peaks, which we saw for the high pitch one, where it had the higher we had a higher pitch when they were closer together. This would have a lower pitch because the peaks are further apart. Yeah. So, okay, guys. So when you go back, you're going to have some work to do in your Google form. If you have any questions, please reach out. Okay, guys. Till next time.